Avi, you know, some time ago, we thought about the future 10, 20 years away from now, or 50 years. Now we have to think about the future tomorrow.
The future is already here, it's just not evenly distributed. When you look at the future is extraordinary. The future brings tremendous promise if we will it.
Tell me something, you wrote a book, Next, that it's about innovation. How do you see the world
When you
in
look,
these some years?
when you look, let's just take the year 2030.
Right.
Which is it's a brief
5 years
moment.
away from now.
5 years away from now. 2030 is going to have amazing things that take place. By 2030, we will solve many cancers. By 2030, probably no longer be driving our cars. We'll be self-driving cars. By 2030, we're going to be driving green vehicles. In other words, electric vehicles that really don't consume as much gasoline. By 2030, we're going to have a human on the moon and on our way to Mars. And most importantly, the computer is going to process faster than a human brain. And what does that actually mean?
Yes.
It means that we're going to have thoughts that we didn't have before. And it means that we'll be able to solve some of the greatest challenges that we've had until now for as long as humans have walked the earth. Now, when you really fast forward this amazing movie, by 2100, so 75 years from today, we will have already experienced another 20,000 years of human change. And I want to remind you, we've only had 4,000 years of recorded history. So the world that our children and our grandchildren will inherit will fundamentally be different than the world that we experience today. It will not be recognizable. And so we have this great gift, this great obligation to bring more light to the world and make it a better place and solve the greatest challenges facing the earth. Poverty, energy, disaster resilience, AI, space. These are all challenges that we can and that we must solve.
You know, you talk about obligations, you talk about major changes and many areas, but we have also a responsibility because from what we are seeing more rich people, more less people, more poor people. We are getting a bridge between both of them. Is there anything, what is the major, I don't know, challenge for the future in these areas?
Here's what I will offer you this, that when you look backwards in time,
Yes.
humanity is in the best place that we have ever been. The vast majority of the planet has electricity. The vast majority of the planet has running water. The vast majority of humans have toilets. Women no longer die when they give childbirth, for the most part. We have literacy rates that are higher than they've ever been. And so I would offer you that humans are in an extraordinary place, that we are positioned to go far beyond our greatest dreams and narrowing the gap between the rich and the poor and giving those that have the least amount more than they have ever had.
And what do you think is the tendency, the trend that we're going to see in the future? We have to, I don't know, bet on artificial intelligence, I don't know, quantum computers. What do you think it's going to be the most important trend? You know, sometimes it was the Industrial Revolution, then it came internet, then it came artificial intelligence.
So the three most important trends over the course of the next 75 years are AI, quantum computing, and space. Now I want you to think of AI as like the body, okay? Quantum, which is processing power of a computer, that's like the nervous system of the body. And it actually makes it run faster and faster and faster and faster. And when you combine space, AI, and quantum, the countries that dominate those industries, we're going to inherit a multipolar world. The countries that are going to lean in and really focus on space, AI, and quantum are going to dominate the world. Space is going to be unrecognizable in the years ahead. We're experiencing space-based solar power. We'll be mining asteroids. We're going to be getting water from the moon and inhabiting other planets. We've already discovered water on the moon.
Right.
It's going to be the fueling station to allow us to go explore the other planets, not only of the solar system, but far, far, far beyond. We are going to experience the next 200 to 300 years life on other planets. This is unrecognizable from where we are today. And again, I want to remind you, 5 years from today is really the beginning of us going exponential. This idea.
Why 5 years?
Because it's the date that that the computer's going to process faster than a human brain. Because that is the beginning.
But they do it already that. The computer already goes faster than the human brain.
We're not quite there yet. It's going to pass something called the Turing test. And the Turing test is, it really is the mark that that you can actually process faster than a human brain and have thoughts that we never had before. And that really is the beginning of exponentiality.
We lost the power of surprise. Are you aware of that? Or we will be surprised with something because we lose it. We say artificial intelligence, oh, okay, I have it in my cell phone the next day. What is going to surprise us?
No, we are going to have surprises beyond our wildest imaginations. Life on Mars, life on beyond Mars, footprints all over the galaxy and the universe. We are going to experience as humans amazing things. If we will it, it is no dream.
But tell me something, for normal people, is this possible to be part of this? Because this looks like, I don't know, it's for scientists, for leaders, for rich people, or for everybody is going to be part of it.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You're holding a smartphone.
Yes.
Do you remember what year the smartphone was? When the smartphone came out?
No more than 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
No more than 10 years.
Is that right?
Less than 10 years, I would
Less than
say.
10 years.
It's 25, it has to be 2015, 2017, something like that.
What if I told you it was 2007, 2008? Would you believe me? You can't live today without your smartphone.
I know.
You leave your smartphone and we get anxious.
Yes.
Can you imagine? So now we're going back only a few years back to 2007, 2008. Can you imagine where we're going to be in 2040?
No, we're going to be...
There's going to be many, many surprises that await humans. We cannot imagine life before the smartphone. The innovations that are coming ahead, that are going to cure the sick, feed the hungry, help the needy, and make the world a better place. My friend, we're only getting started. We're only getting warmed up. Our best days most certainly remain ahead.
Tell me something, you are in Mexico now, with the Ilan organization. You talk about Israel and Mexico and United States. How do you see this collaboration? It can be possible, it can be, what will it bring to us?
I'm extraordinarily hopeful. When you look at the grand global challenges that we face on the planet Earth, I challenge you to look at Israel. And Israel is solving those grand global challenges. And the challenges that Israel has solved are challenges that you experience here in Mexico when it comes to water security, poverty, energy, disaster resilience. Israel has already started to create innovations that are solving all of those challenges. Take, for example, drip irrigation, which I see everywhere in Mexico. When you look at just water technologies in general, when you look at things in your smartphone, the collaboration that can take place between Mexico in particular and Latin America writ large. With Israel, my friend, we're only getting started.
We're talking about innovation. Just to finish, can I finish it? What do you think it has to be the direct, let's say, the way in innovation? In what do we have to concentrate more? In what areas? Because many people think innovation is new things. It's not really. It's improving things. Which one is the way we have to be?
So there's two ways to look at this. There's from what Peter Thiel calls from 0 to 1, which is really from going from nothing to something. And there's 1 to infinity, which, to your point, improves the innovations and makes it much better. When you ask which one we should focus on, I would say to you, both. But the real question that you're asking is, how do we go from 0 to infinite? And I would offer you is to really focus on between the difference between darkness and light. When you focus on innovations that bring light to the world, because technology can be used for good and it can be used for evil. But as long as we focus on innovations that bring light to the world and make it a better place, when we dispel darkness and we bring light, we're ultimately doing extraordinary things for humans and making the world a much, much better place.
That's incredible. We have to talk about next. What is next? Because it's a new book. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to find. It's interesting stories. What we're going to find in next.
Next, the brief history of the future focuses on 13 grand global challenges that look at countries, ventures, individuals that are solving each of those 13 grand global challenges in part and really forming the foundation of the destiny of humankind. And it's an exciting book with stories that will surprise you, that will illuminate your life, and ultimately I hope will inspire you to do your part to make the world a better place.
We are going, and with your inspiration and what is happening, we will be doing. Just to finish,
muchas gracias.
The last question, just to finish. Is there something that inspires you and surprises you that you say, it can believe it, and that's my inspiration?
The Lubavitcher Rebbe inspires me. The Lubavitcher Rebbe, who was an extraordinary man of our century, and the Lubavitcher Rebbe would always say, a little bit of light dispels a lot of darkness. and that we have this great privilege and obligation to make the world a better place and ultimately perfect it. And we're living in an extraordinary era where everyone, each and every one of us, has this great privilege and obligation to make the world a better place and dispel darkness with much, much light.
I love it. Thank you very much.
Mucho gusto, gracias.